Hey, it's Pete from Abstract Ocean. Today we're going to install some vinyl on the B and C pillars of our Cybertruck. We also offer PPF, so take your choice. If you want kind of the satin look, we're not going to offer satin black vinyl. We're going to offer the satin PPF. It looks really good. Check out our other video for that. Maybe I'll link it if I can figure out how to in YouTube. But otherwise, so this is going to be either matrix black or carbon fiber. So for the install, we're going to do matrix black. Main reason is it matches the interior dash really well on the regular Cybertruck. If you have Beast, then you have suede there, but certainly it matches it really good. So we're just kind of carrying on that aesthetic from inside to outside. Install is really easy. We're going to use a wet install for vinyl, which is a little different to what we normally do. Mostly because it's on the outside of the car, it's easy. You know, it's not messy. Well, it is messy, but it doesn't matter because you're on the outside of the car. But it's just easier to float the vinyl rather than kind of line it up because you've got to get under the sill here. You really want to get it perfectly aligned on the two edges. So yeah, wet install. Here's what we've got in the kit. So just some rags for cleanup, the two B pillars. We do have the cutouts for the unlock indicators on the buttons at the top bottom. Of course, the cutouts for the cameras, and then same for the C pillars. Some alcohol wipes, soft squeegee. And then soap solution, we include it, just add water to kind of get it going. Ignore the Monster, but if you like Monster, check out the Orange Dreamsicle. It is by far the best one. Okay, with that, let's get going. So the first thing I'm going to do is just clean up the area. There's not too many fingerprints on this because I just removed a PPF wrap, so this will be an easy cleanup. If you have alcohol at home as well, just a 70% isopropyl, then you can use that too. But we just want to get all the dust and fingerprints and any other grub off. So that is pretty good. You may have to do a bit more on yours, just depending on how messy it is. All right, so going to get our soap solution, give everything a good spray. But you do want to be very liberal with this, don't be shy. And then I'm going to peel off the button first. Pay attention to the orientation. So this is, you know, it's kind of a wonky rectangle, but it does have the right way and the wrong way of going on there. And then I'm just going to spray the back of this as well, so that can easily float onto the button. So you want it to just slip around like that. We'll come back to this in a minute. Next, I'm going to peel this off. Be a little careful when you get to the cutout, just because you don't want to stretch the vinyl. Just go slow. I'm going to spray the back of this as well. I wash my hands beforehand as well, so you should do that or wear gloves, just so you don't affect the tack of the vinyl. And then we're going to slide this up. Because it tucks in under the top here, just kind of put it on and slide it around. Okay, so we're going to look at the edges. The weather seal butts right up against the glass, so as long as you're doing this in good light, you should probably do this inside, but if you're doing it outside, as long as it's not too windy or too cold or too hot, so none of those things, then you'll be able to see exactly what you're doing. We have pretty bright lights on here, so it's fairly easy to see. So that's in about the right spot. Get my squeegee. So we're using 3M 2080 vinyl. You can argue whether this or Avery is the best, but between them, they are the best by far. Also worth noting that you can't even buy this in China, so any Chinese vinyl is going to be crap compared to this. It's the best by far. So it uses an air release technology, and all that means is that the adhesive on the back has little micro channels grooved into it. So that's where the air, and in this case fluid, escape through. So even though it might look flat on the glass, it's important to make sure you squeegee all of it, just to get that out. So you can see that was so easy. Now this is still wet, it'll probably slide around if I try hard enough. So what we want to do now is let this dry. Ideally, if you can, take it outside, put it in the sun. It won't take long, you know, a couple of hours in warm sunshine will, or even if it's cold, as long as the sun is on it, it will dry out really nicely. But obviously if the weather outside is ugly, just protect this for a while. Don't take it out in inclement weather. And then for the buttons, so we're still sliding around down here pretty much. So what we're going to do is look at all the corners, and then of course the release indicator as well. So the little LED. So this bit's more fiddly just because it'll still move around while you're trying to squeegee it. So we're going to kind of do it a few times. And you know, the more you squeegee out, the less movement you're going to get. So just going to look at it again, get it into place, kind of hold one end with my thumb and squeegee away at the other end, trying not to move it, but you know, it'll move, not the end of the world. Okay, one last check, so it's still slipping around. And this one in particular is one that needs to just dry out naturally. You can also just use a hairdryer on a low, medium setting, or a hot air gun on a low setting. We're not looking to do anything special with this vinyl. It doesn't need to stretch or conform or anything else. So really all you're doing is just helping the evaporation of the layer underneath. And there you go, that's how the Matrix Black looks. Really, really nice. We'll go onto the C-pillar now. Same thing, gonna just clean up the area a little bit. So in terms of difficulty, I would probably give this on a scale of 1 to 10. It's so easy, as long as you have a bit of time and you're a little bit patient. It's like a 2 or a 3. The PPF install, maybe a 3 or 4, just because you have to be a little more diligent with clearing out everything from underneath the PPF. The 3M vinyl, especially the thicker stuff, you know, the Matrix Black, the carbon fiber, super forgiving. And even if you do have a little bit of dust or something trapped under here, it just doesn't matter with this vinyl. If you're using a gloss or even the satin black, then it matters a little bit more because it's a lot thinner. But these textured vinyls do a great job of hiding things. Okay, so make sure I get the right piece, which is this side. I'm gonna spray again. Grab the button first. Spray the back of this. Place that, and then while that's thinking about what it wants to do, we're going to place the large piece. Okay, so same thing, it slips around nicely. On the C-pillars, there's a rubber trim here, which sort of moves a little bit. So you're really going to eyeball this edge. This is the important edge. This will move, you know, as the truck moves and so on. So I want to have a tiny perimeter here that's clear of that. So this is the edge that matters. And that went on super easy as well. Start the squeegee. Still slipping around, so let's get some of the moisture out and then put it back into place. Oops, that button is getting in the way a little bit. Let's just move that down. Just place that for a second. There we go. So you need to just, you know, as you're doing this, just keep an eye on things because stuff moves around. If you don't notice it, then it'll be in the wrong spot. But even then, it's definitely not the end of the world. As you can see, you can easily remove this vinyl. You know, really, the installation really doesn't become final until it's dried out completely. So even if you notice something when you take it out in the daylight, if you're installing it inside, just go ahead and fix it. Just peel it off gently. and then reapply it. Okay, so to the button. So again, kind of looking at this edge mostly, and then obviously the LED as well. And then also, you want to make sure this gap here, just kind of poking the squeegee in it, is sort of symmetrical all the way along, otherwise it just won't look great. Okay, get some moisture out. This is such a small piece to work with, it's just a bit fiddly. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to let it dry outside now, but hopefully you can see how that looks. Just clear up a little bit, get some of this moisture out. So super sharp, much more practical than the gloss black finish. It also protects from scratches, so if you have people that, we've already picked up a couple of scratches on ours and on the doors actually, just from rings and jewellery, so this helps protect from that. Thanks for watching.